Good afternoon, Senate District 16. I hope everybody is doing well. I just wanted to touch base and talk a little bit about the bonding bill that was passed Monday evening on the Senate floor and also signed by the governor on Tuesday morning. This is a pretty important bill, especially for my district in rural Minnesota. This is the piece of the bonding that was passed last year and put into the LCCMR funding process. And this was challenged by a group, and so with that challenge, that held up the selling of the bonds. And so what happened is then the governor stayed the lawsuit so that it never went to court. And so that stay was good until sometime in July. So our assumption was probably in July the same thing would happen, and so we felt we needed to bring this to a head because there's a lot of good projects that needed to be taken care of. So we did pass a bonding bill, and that was passed out on Monday. And the bonding bill through the LCCMR was $98 million, and that's roughly what this bonding bill was. We took the stuff that was in the projects in the LCCMR bill and put them into a new bonding bill. And just a real quick recap of those bills, there was a lot of money in that bill. I think it was either 58 or 68 million that was in the original LCCMR bill for PFA and PSIG, and that is the money that's granted out to small communities and in cities for help on their sewer and water infrastructure upgrades and updates, sewer water treatment plants, things like that. And that was being held up, and in Senate District 16, I think we have like 5 communities that had received the letter that they would be receiving some grant money to do that, but then the money was not there. So the bill is now passed, and the money will be there for those projects so that those can move ahead. That's really what we need to be doing. Also, there was some money in there for Lake Redwood. That project now will be able to be moved ahead. Also, another big piece of this was in the policy or language part of the bill. There were some concerns about the way the language was written in the original bonding bill for transportation, and that was for Highway 14, 23, and 252. There was some questions about the language and the way it was done, so the Department of Transportation was concerned about that, so they were holding up the money and slowing the projects down. So there was some agreements made on the correct language between the governor's office and the House, Senate, and the Department of Transportation, and so that language was put in so that clears all those issues up. So now those highway projects are set to be moved forward. So that's another good move. That covered Highway 14 from Mankato to Rochester, 23 from Wilmer to St. Cloud, and then also Highway 252. So it was good to see that got taken care of, good to get the bonding bill passed, and so now those projects will be able to receive their money and we'll be able to get those projects moving. I hope everybody's having a good day. It sounds like we're just a couple of days away from another serious snowstorm, so hope everybody's careful and cautious, and have a great day.